Jessica. How are you? How's life? Is it
Hello.
too much? Is it too much right now?
It's too much right now. Hello. How are you?
Good, good. So we are in conversation with our very own Ludhiana di Kudi, Jessica Kurana, whose show Too Much with Kajol and Twinkle is creating quite a star, grabbing eyeballs. She's one of the co-writers of the show. So
I said Sastrikal, Ludhiana
Jessica Ludhiana and Chandigarh too. We are also in
and
Chandigarh.
Chandigarh.
Okay, hi Chandigarh. Okay, yeah, Chandigarh also says hi to you. Uh, so you're slowly coming, like, of course, you're fast climbing the ladders of success, I must say. Uh,
No, no, it's been 8 years. Trust me, I've taken full time and I've climbed the ladder actually a totality. I started from basics and then I learned along the way and then I kept meeting great people in my journey. And here we are now.
so tell me, I mean, like most people think, what is there to write in a talk show? Because talk show is basically conversation. But here we have three writers for this show, right?
Yes, we do. Actually, I also thought that, I'd always written fiction before this, and I also thought in non-fiction, and especially when one of our co-hosts is an author herself, what are we going to do about it? But then I realized that not only the team of three writers, but we also have a team of creatives, and we would all jam together. One would come up with research, one would come up with intro options. We would sit with the girls. We would actually all sort of jam together and see what fits their personality, what are verified facts about the guests. So there's actually a lot more to be careful about in a non-fiction because there you're delivering facts and those people that are showing up on screen are huge. They're big. You can't go wrong with them.
Right. But here you have four celebrities, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
have four celebrities at all times. So it's like a group jamming together. And because they're all so known to each other, particularly in this season, if you see all the guests they've worked together, they've known each other for like decades now. So it's a great chemistry between all of them.
how do you really structure a show like this where you know the questions probably, but you
Hmm.
in all likelihood I'm assuming you don't know the answers.
Which is no, of course we don't know the answers, and we don't even preempt it. We actually divide it in topics. When we were creating this show and we would have group meetings, we would always think of point of views and questions. If you've seen the episodes, and I hope you have,
Yes.
so you'd see that there's a female gaze on the show. We're asking questions that women would want to ask, and no, because most recent talk shows have been male led. So when we're doing that, so we think of topics, we think of a larger picture that if Salman and Amir Khan are coming, we would love to know from them what is their opinion on certain topics. We don't preempt their answers. We have very topical questions, if you notice, and then of course we can write games that are there. We can write prompts for that are there. We can write introductions and sign offs that are in the on the show, but otherwise the conversations are quite organic. And then the experience that Kajol ma'am and Twinkle have, it's I don't think we need to script so much for them like that.
But do you have then do you make separate questions for both your anchors, or you leave it to their judgment, you just frame the questions,
No,
or
no,
you
we
keep
have
their
various.
personalities in mind?
Of course, we keep their personalities in mind. We had various rounds of meetings with both of them, and the deal here is that it's not just an interviewer asking them questions. It's also two very successful women who've been on the other side. They've, always interviewed. They've been answering questions. So now, when they're on the other end of it, they're the ones asking. They have to be really responsible. They're not going to ask controversial or frivolous questions or anything that would make the guests uncomfortable, so as to say. So that way we were quite careful. We used to jam with them that, would you be comfortable talking about this, or would you be comfortable addressing this? So many times we got beautiful anecdotes out of them because we wouldn't know their equations with the guests that are coming. But for example, on our first episode, Twinkle Khanna gave such a beautiful nuance. She said that, Amir keeps mentioning that he was not there for his kids. He was really into work and he was unable to be there for his kids, whereas that's not true. I have seen him come without a nanny to my kids' birthdays and hang there and like be a proper father. I don't know why he doesn't give himself enough credit. Now that any other interviewer wouldn't know, that's because of their personal equation. So we would get such anecdotes from them, and so we would sort of have questions around that. We would make questions around that, so it was like
But
a full group effort.
but do you think then your job while writing a talk show is more like that of a journalist, and less
Yeah,
like
you
a
could say that.
screenwriter? Yeah,
You could say that. Also, so our show was being head by Niranjan Iyengar, who's been a very successful journalist in the past. So I think we were having quite a very good leadership. So because we didn't go off track anywhere, we didn't. If you notice our show, we didn't go in the gossipy zone at all. It was very heart to heart. It was very sensitive topics like Saif Ali Khan's attack. He
right.
probably wouldn't talk about it like that anywhere else, but because it was Kajol and Twinkle, and because we had questions crafted very sensitively, I think they were comfortable in answering those also.
But we have so many talk shows, and then we have podcasters as well. Apart from the fact that you're saying that you have two women anchors and more many questions, maybe, and two of the writers are women
Yeah,
of the show.
yeah, Punya
And
and I, and
yeah,
Then we have Bhavesh also.
yeah. But apart from that, was there any brief that Mr. Iyengar gave you that this is going to be the USP of our show?
So we were all on the same page that we want to have a show which has a women feminine gaze, and secondly we want to steer away from controversy just to have like clickbaity captions that give you views. We don't want to go in that whole gossip segment and make people uncomfortable, because we're not just making one season, we want to keep making this. So if you want to have like a long running show, you have to be sensitive. We're addressing topics like mental health, we're addressing sensitive topics like, is it a man's world, what do women have to do to succeed in a man's world. We're addressing topics, larger topics like these. So that I think is the USP, because usually when you talk about talk shows, it's usually one guest, not two. So here it's a group of people. It's like a conversation that sort of you can't script it, because if it's a one person asking one person kind of a thing, you can still sort of script it much more. But when it's four people talking, you really can't script much. You can just decide and be very careful about the topics that you want to address.
You
So
can only be
that
you can only prompt or tease. So does that take away the credit from the writers?
actually, we've gotten the credit, but in this is the third place where I'm mentioning ki this credit initially, when we were getting the credit, I was telling a friend of mine from the industry. I said, when we write fiction, we actually feel that it's our credit. So we because we've created the world, we've created those characters. Here, I don't know how to take this credit because there were so many people involved in it, and secondly, it's a talk show. So then
Uh,
that friend of mine said a very important thing. He said, "Don't like be so critical of your work. There's a reason why Amazon and Bani J, such big companies, they're giving you a credit. They've seen you work through it. They've seen your researches. So, and also just be grateful for the fact that, if people in the fiction world decide that, I want to work with Salman Khan or I want to work with Varun Dhawan, it'll be 10 different projects to work with all these people. It won't be on one project. So, just enjoy the fact that you've worked on a project where you've got this lineup of people and enjoy that experience. So, I was sort of then focusing on that because, this question even I had in mind that non-fiction hai, should we even be taking so much credit? There was so much happening on the spot. And also then we have we don't have too many cuts and such shows because we don't want to break the flow. But then if there's something really like important that we think of while the conversation is happening, and we think, they should address this also. So then of course there are people, there was Niranjan to on the set to tell the girls that, include this also, include this topic also. So like that, a lot of the show gets made on the set also.
Yeah, but I quite enjoyed Varun Dhawan, Alia Bhatt, and
Yeah,
also
yeah.
also Akshay Kumar
Akshay
and
said.
yeah, Akshay and
Said.
Saif Ali. So, but tell me if you have any favorite. Are you present on the guest? And if out of the coming episodes, we can expect something bombastic or even more interesting than these two episodes.
My personal favorite is the next one, which is Govinda and Chunky Pandey. I think
Oh,
that is the most commendable episode on this season because Govinda ji is such a superstar. I mean, he's a superstar of that range. He will not even say anything. He will not go in any zone which is even slightly remotely controversial, or he'll not condemn anybody, or he'll not roast anybody. He'll just talk about himself, his journey, and yet make it so endearing and interesting that I think everybody is going to love that episode. And also, um he finds it a way to say his things so perfectly in Hindi. I think for me that is also very endearing because he's the only celebrity on our season who's spoken fully in Hindi. He's given a full preview of his journey, and you will love it. Like especially every 90s kid who's grown up on those songs and those films, it'll be a great episode. Like, I think Alia Varun was a very I loved it, but I think Gen Z loved it much more because they've grown up on that chemistry. So similarly, I think millennials will love watching the Chunky and Govinda episode.
and how does the Ludhiana the Kudi feel? A girl from, I mean, one can call it a small town, though it's a big city. But Ludhiana, we can say
Now it
small
is.
from, yeah, surrounded by so many
No, no,
stars.
actually, I feel very proud, and I feel even better when I see there are so many people from Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Chandigarh, all the artists when we are in a party or when we meet people and they mention the progress of Punjabis. I mean, now to Diljit has set a very
New
high bar
benchmark.
anyway.
Yeah, correct.
But otherwise, also, if you see, the comic zone is fully being ruled by Punjab. The Bharti, Kapil, everybody is from Punjab. The acting scene also. In fact, we've shot with Vicky Kaushal on this show. I loved being
Uh,
around him because, yeah, being
uh,
around him because Twinkle ma'am had an incident. She said, I had met my first meeting with, because we asked them, what was your first meeting with this guest? Maybe we can frame something around it. So she was like, my first meeting with him was hello, and then he was speaking to my husband in Punjabi for the next half an hour. I was like,
uh,
that's so cute. Every time a Punjabi
uh,
meets a Punjabi, you're just
you
like,
have to
you
say,
take
yeah.
off.
Yeah, even I have interviewed Vicky in Punjabi. Yeah, he loves to. He
He's
speaks
so
very
good,
good
and
Punjabi.
he's so good, and despite staying in Bombay for so long, I've seen this really awful habit that some artists have, that even though their Punjabi is fluent, when the camera's on, the camera's rolling, because they don't want to sound very desi, so they'll try ke nahi sanu accent nahi anda, we are words and they'll try and talk in broken Punjabi, which I think is stupid because people like Vicky Kaushal, when they start talking in Punjabi and it's that hate Punjabi, they actually, I think, become much more endearing, don't you think?
But is it easy to fit in? If
It's
you're,
easy to fit in.
yeah,
If you're authentic, I think people receive you much better because that pretense usually comes off. If you're being authentic, whatever language you're being authentic in, whatever you are, if the mask is off, I think the acceptance becomes quicker. Otherwise, you have to climb the ladder at your own pace.
yeah. But you started out as a fashion designer. What sowed the seeds of writing in you?
Yeah, so my mother's been a designer. She's run a store in Ludhiana for about 25 years. Now she's with me in Mumbai. But so because I don't have a brother, my father was very insistent that, since you're the older child, why don't you take over the business next and do design? So I came to Mumbai to do celebrity styling. I was like, I think glamour really interests me more than the fabrics. The glamour bit of it interests me. So celebrity styling I'll do, because of which I started meeting a lot of actors and models and made friends with some. But back of my mind, it was very clear that, I'm going to do this post grad, go back to Ludhiana, handle my store, make something out of it. And then I met a lot of people who said that, you're really good at writing. Why don't you try? And back then, A, you're really young, and secondly, because we don't come from that kind of a background, and the cities that we come from, there's always so many preconceived notions about the industry, that it's a spoiled place, it's not very safe for
Yep.
women. So I
Yeah.
didn't even think in that direction ever, that I want to do something of the sort. It's just that I kept meeting a lot of people, and I kept getting offered a lot of things. And my best friend, one of my first few friends in the industry, was Karan Kundra, again from Punjab, Jalandhar, and still he's been my best friend for over a decade now. So I remember him giving me that initial push, and giving me that guilt trip that there are so many people struggling to get in, but people are giving you offers and you're declining those. That's quite ungrateful. And I was like, that is right. So I took one on, and there was a vacancy in Vikram Bhatt's office, and that was an assisting job back then. So I took it on, and as soon as I joined, luck keh lo, blessing keh lo, kuch bhi keh lo, within 27 days, like not even a month, I had started assisting him for a film again, where coincidentally Karan Kundra was the lead of it, and we were going to London to shoot it, 1921. So when we
Right.
went there, I was only supposed to assist him on that film, and then there was a Star Plus show called Dil Sambhalja Zara that I was assisting him on. And he was doing various web shows. He had just come up with VB on the web at that time, and web was relatively new. Like there were only 1 2 shows before Vikram Bhatt. So I started do so there. Some crisis with the team of writers that he had hired happened, and as fate had for me, he was like, "This is not working out. You write it." I was like, "How will I write it?" And I just began. My first show was Had on Sony Live, and it became a hit, because I my first show became a hit, and I got an independent credit on my first show itself, like within a month of being a writer. And
Right.
then I went on to write about 8 to 9 shows for different platforms in that first year, and that then I never looked back. I never had to.
So it was accident that led you. But tell me, I mean, you started off with Vikram Bhatt. What lessons you learned from him? Uh, what is it about him?
The best lesson I learned from him was less is more. When you don't have professional training and you start writing, there are so many thoughts flowing in your head, and you want to bleed them all on paper. You think जितनी ऐसे lines आएंगी बाहर उतनी बड़े writer हूँ. And the one of my first lessons that he gave me was less is more. If you can say an impactful line in less words, that is when you're a great writer. So that has stayed with me. And I've also learned that he's a great storyteller. I'm still not a I'm not even around him when it comes to narrations. That man is such a wonderful narrator. Like if he sits there, he can actually transport you to another world. So that I'm still learning. That's a process, ongoing process. But
But
I've learned everything from. After that, I worked with Ekta Kapoor. That woman is the best business brain that I think
yes,
I have ever come across. She's so crazily astute. She's so bang on and sharp with her eye, and she exactly knows what will work. So that I learned from her. And then came the turning point in my. So there were only 2 writers that I really admired in the industry, because of course when you don't come from a filmy background, you only know the actors or the people in on
right.
camera. You
Yeah.
don't know much about behind the camera. I only knew about 2 writers that I admired. One was Salim Khan ji. I've still not got the privilege to work with him. And one was Niranjan Iyengar, because he's written all my favorite films. Niranjan Iyengar had written Kal Ho Na Ho, was his first film. And then all the hits he went on to write, Wake Up Sid, Heroine, Fashion, Eh Dil Hai Mushkil, My Name is Khan. I was like, who is this man? He's so versatile. I want to work with him. And again, as fate would have it, he was staying in my building. Like I was
Uh,
on the 15th floor, he was on the 11th floor. And I bumped into him and I was like, I really like your writing. And I've learned so much with him. I've done so many projects with him. This last one was, I think, our fourth or fifth project together. So I keep learning from him. His one-liners, his lyric sense. I mean, it's beautiful. The usage of words, how everything will sound in a rhythm. I keep learning from him every time I'm around him, I believe.
but you said it that most outsiders know only the actors or at best directors. वो भी celebrity directors at best.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so do writers get enough credit?
Not really, which is why if you notice, I'm taking a lot of names. I make it a point to give because as a writer, I know not getting enough credit could be quite hurtful. So I like to credit everybody that's contributed in my life, even like briefly, even like if they've just crossed paths with me and unintentionally done something good for me. I like to credit them because I think that stems from the insecurity of a writer because writers actually do not get enough credit, which I think is a regressive change because if you go back to the Salim Javed time, they were actually the people who got writers to come on the poster and all of that. Uske baad, I think writers didn't take enough stands from for themselves. So I don't know. I don't know. It's a problem with the audience not registering. Now the PR games become such a thing that I know only those writers who have a good PR team. Otherwise, you don't know of writers. You don't have a face to them.
Uh, but with your kind of looks, was acting ever a choice?
Not at all. I didn't want to. I've got this a lot in meetings. A lot of people initially would ask me, but
तुम हीरोइन
I
बनने आए हो?
पर बिल्कुल था ही नहीं. एक तो कैमरा शाय थी, नहीं था इतना कैमरा फेस करने का कॉन्फिडेंस एंड सेकेंडली आई केम फ्रॉम सच अ strict Sardar family that was never even the plan. Matlab, actually long back when people thought that the industry was only acting, which is why I said कि कभी सोचा ही नहीं इंडस्ट्री में आना होगा क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री से सीधा एक्टिंग दिमाग में आती थी और वो पता था कि माय फादर वुड नेवर इवन लेट मी बी अराउंड इट क्योंकि हमने वही बातें सुनी हुई थी गंदी कि एक्सप्लॉइट होती हैं लड़कियां, ये होता है वो होता है, विच आई वुड लाइक टू क्लैरिफाई नहीं होता है कुछ भी
नहीं
ऐसा.
होता है, नहीं होता है. Is casting a couch a figment of imagination?
Yes, it's not a figment of imagination. It's happened back in the day, but right now with the social media being on the forefront, people are scared. A, girls are smarter. B, मतलब अभी अगर आप and plus the I think, matlab ye, I am not sure what I'm going to say next, but I really think that the social media, dating apps, all this also reduced it a lot because the availability for partners, for just getting intimate became so much more that you don't feel like exploiting somebody and getting in trouble of Me Too in some cases and whatever. I'm sure अभी भी हो रहा है कुछ लोगों के साथ, बट बहुत जितना फिल्मों में दिखाते हैं या जितना छोटे शहरों में लोग बस सोच लेते हैं कि हमारी बेटी एक्टर बनने जाएगी तो बस सब भूखे बैठे होंगे, दे वुड वांट टू जस्ट एक्सप्लॉइट, ऐसा भी कुछ नहीं है. मतलब आई like I said, I worked with Vikram, but he never spoke to me apart from Beta, because his daughter is the same age as me. So he never spoke to me in any matlab, different light that his own daughter. Ekta's been a very respectful
वो तो
person
बहुत,
for the.
हाँ,
Ha.
वो तो
Then Niranjan to is like family to me. Matlab he's family. He's my mentor. I think I've learned much more about manners from him than my own family because as Punjabis we are quite loud. So he's like a soft South Indian man. I've learned so much about etiquettes from him in general life. तो मुझे तो नहीं लगता है कोई भी रिस्पेक्ट की कमी आती है आपको when you come in the industry, provided you meet the right people, you have the right intent, and you know where to draw, you know how to say no, draw boundaries. I don't think if you're giving that impression that you would say no, तो ही आपको कोई पूछेगा.
But you were talking of a woman's gaze in context of this show. But as a woman writer, is there something that you want write, and in particular, if there are some issues you would like to highlight in your writing?
Actually, there are a lot of I think now when you write about a social issue, you should always garnish it with perhaps a dramatic story or humor or something, so that it's not preachy. So
Yeah.
I actually want to talk about so much from the lessons of something as basic and old as lessons of Mahabharata to just women empowerment today, and how we don't have to scream and shout for equality. If you we want it, we've got it. Women are strong enough today. If they want something, they can get it. ना permission चाहिए, ना announcements चाहिए, कर लेंगे बस खुद. इतना हो चुका है, इतना पहुंच चुके हैं. So I want to talk about progressive things like that. I want to talk about love stories in their very dysfunctional form. Instead of just giving random hopes to people, I want to talk about how we keep calling men wrong about everything, but actually, मतलब ये थोड़ा एंटी फेमिनिस्ट साउंड कर सकता है, बट आई एम नॉट बीइंग, ट्रस्ट मी. बट आप नोटिस करो कि बहुत सारे ऐसे घर हैं, बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके घर में समथिंग एज स्मॉल एज लाइंग, चीटिंग, ये समथिंग एज बिग एज लाइंग, चीटिंग, ये सब बहुत छोटा करके नॉर्मलाइज कर दिया जाता है. एंड देन दोज आर द मेन causing problems in women's life or having problems in their marital lives or extramarital affairs, so as to say बहुत normalize करे हुए हैं घर में ही पेरेंट्स ने. सो आई वांट टू टॉक अबाउट कंडीशनिंग एंड हाउ that really can mess you up, and that can really make a person go in the wrong direction if you're not conditioned right. So I want to talk about these basic issues that I think are really big. Dysfunctional families normal करनी चाहिए ना, इतना टैबू नहीं बनाना चाहिए है अभी.
So, in times to come, where else can we see your writing and any
So
particular project that you really want to show to the world?
I am like I the kind of issues I spoke about. I'm actually working on a very sweet OTT film right now. I can't disclose much about it because of the NDA, but I am working on a very nice courtroom drama which will address a lot of issues and evoke thoughts for these. So that I'm working on a film, and then I'm working on a couple of web shows which are in a very preliminary developmental stage right now. But hopefully by next year we'll begin shoot. So these are the two three projects.
And you are working with Kajol again.
Yeah, I my film with her is still incomplete. We had started shooting last year. We have bits of it to be shot. It's called Maharagini. It has Kajol ma'am, Nasiruddin Shah sir, Prabhu Deva. So all those people we have on that film, but we still have bits of it to be shot. Hopefully next year we'll complete that also.
So what does it deal with, and also what is it writing for somebody like Nasiruddin Shah, the ultimate actor?
Oh my God, I was so smitten. I was just so, I remember I was in Hyderabad the first time I saw him, and he had a scene in the hospital, which is also in the teaser of the film. And I was like, and ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. He not like it was a great performance oriented show scene. But I was just so smitten. I was just looking at him because you've grown up watching these people, and more than their performances. When we were growing up, we would watch their interviews because they had so
Yeah.
many opinions, so much to give, so much to teach in just that interview. So it was commendable. It was surreal. I was like, wow. Oh, with Kajol ma'am only, it was so surreal because, I remember growing up on DDLJ. How do you now come to terms with the fact that now I am writing something and that woman is saying those lines?
Yeah. And any fangirl moment during the shooting of this? Too much?
Too much, actually. I We were told that we're trying to get Shah Rukh, and for some reasons and unavoidable reasons, for this season we couldn't do it. But I think just imagining that Shah Rukh is there, I was having my fangirl moments. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen. Maybe next season, hopefully next season. But just imagining the fact that Shah Rukh is going to be there, I was having all sorts of fangirl moments. But like I said, again, I was so not I didn't think I'd be so smitten by Govinda ji. But while the episode was being shot and I was sitting like right 10 steps away from them around a teleprompter, and I was like, wow, dude, this man is legendary. I don't know how many stories he has to give. How much has he lived in the industry? He knows so much. He has so many incidents. So that was the closest I came to having a fangirl moment on the show.